President Cyril Ramaphosa will host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy for a state visit tomorrow, where discussions will focus on ending the 3-year-long war with Russia. The two leaders will also discuss potential areas of cooperation. Newzroom Afrika's Qaanitah has more.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has long believed that South Africa has a role to play in fostering peace between Russia and Ukraine. And he wants President Volodymyr Zelenskyy's visit to South Africa to be where that happens. Ukrainian ambassador to South Africa, Lyubov says Ukraine wants to enhance relations with South Africa.
We think that it is important to have a dialogue, but the dialogue has to be substantial, and the substance around Ukraine-South African dialogue is built and growing.
On Monday, Ramaphosa held a call with Russian President Vladimir Putin, where the conflict in Ukraine was discussed. South Africa has long positioned itself to be in pole position to talk to both warring sides in the conflict. Abravitova says South Africa has a role to play in efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine war.
It's more than 19,000 Ukrainian children that were abducted and taken to the territory of Russia. We need to take our future, our children back home. And we believe South Africa can play a role, but also the experiences that South Africa has during building of its own and achieving its own democratic stance and position in the world.
However, analyst Dr. Kingsley Makubela questions whether South Africa has the capacity to broker a meaningful peace deal.
What does South Africa intend to achieve with this visit? That the European cannot influence, given their collective strength and power. What is the strength and power of South Africa in terms of influencing this? That's where the big problem is. You know, when the visit was first announced, Vincent says it's to nudge both the Ukrainians and the Russians to go to the negotiation table to peacefully resolve the conflict. The sentiment is well understood, but will South Africa be able to have the capacity to influence either of the party, the Russians or the Ukrainians? In my own view, where I'm sitting, they're unlikely to do that.
More than 1,100 days since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a flurry of global meetings continue, aimed at discussing an end to Russia's war with Ukraine. And while chances of a breakthrough in those meetings are slim, Pretoria remains optimistic that it can help foster peace between the two countries. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Qaanitah.